And we welcome you to this week's edition of the Video Teachable. Tmac here, and as some of you may know, I've been traveling around Italy, and would you believe that the playoffs in the Italian Professional Baseball League are taking place, and that's where this week's play comes from. Now, the video isn't great, and I love this play for a lot of reasons, and some of you have asked us to break things down the way it should be in 2-man, and 3-man, and 4-man, and that's what we're going to do this week. But first, let's welcome our newest sponsor, the Umpire Placement Course. Check them out on the World Wide Web at umpcourse.com. Did you know that 1 out of 7 current MILB umpires are alumni of the Northwoods League? Do you know how to get a job there? Go to umpcourse.com and learn more. The journey begins February 4th, 2020 in beautiful Sarasota, Florida, where you'll get instruction from MLB and MILB umpires. Whether you're looking for a career in minor league baseball or you just want to move up a level, the Umpire Placement Course will place over 30 students in summer college leagues, including the Northwoods, Prospect, and West Coast League. Check out umpcourse.com to learn more, and when you register, tell them Close Call Sports or Tmac sent you, and you're going to get a free gift at the camp. Moon over Parma, So let's set the stage on this week's play. It's the top of the 9th inning in the deciding game of the semifinal playoff round, with the home team winning, and the tying run is on first with nobody out. We begin taking a look at how we'd umpire this play in 2-man. Now, the first thing we do on any play is understand where our responsibilities are. It doesn't matter if we're in 2-man, 3-man, 6-man, 22-man. We're going to understand that this is probably going to be a bunt situation. We don't know these players. We've never seen these players before, but we're going to take a guess that it's going to be a bunt situation, and the guy squares around a bunt. So in 2-man, we're a little limited as to our options. We're going to take this play as best we can. We might take a read step in. If the runner is the type of player that might steal, that could be a factor to our positioning. But this is a very difficult play in 2-man. Usually on a bunt attempt, unless it's a very hard bunt attempt with a guy that knows how to bunt, there's not going to be a following play at first base. But again, we have to read everything as it happens, and this is a tough play. Now, they are in a 3-man umpire system, but as we look through this play in the 2-man prism, you will notice that the best place to take this play is probably going to be, we're going to be in the B position. We're going to take that play from that side. We're going to actually, it's going to turn into a pretty good look as the throw goes in. We would have, as it turns out, a great look from the B position, and then we'd make our call. In that case, we're pretty much going to be in concrete. We might be able to take a read step or two, but we want to get still on this play and be able to see whether the foot is pulled or whether the play is beaten by R1. And after that, there's really not much to do but to make a call, and then we always want to watch the ball. Now, we're focusing on this play because something weird happens on it, and the runner happens to think the ball went into center field. He doesn't know. Somebody tells him to run, and he runs, and he is tagged. And while it's hard to tell on replay initially, the backside will show he's tagged probably in the kneecap before his left foot gets back in the base. So we're not focusing in on negatives here, but we're focusing because this is a very interesting play depending on whether you're umpiring in 2-man, 3-man, or 4-man. Let's skip now ahead for the 3-man prism. As we look through here, in bunt situations, it's not the worst idea in the world, unless you have a speedy runner and you want to stay on that side and you think there might be a steal, to go over to the C position in a deep C position. In general, you have to know who's covering on this play as well. If the second baseman is covering, which is not going to happen on a bunt situation, it's different from when the shortstop is covering. And the shortstop's covering, in general, these throws from pitchers or catchers tend to tail towards the right field side of the infield. And balls that tail on the right field side of the infield, in general, rule of thumb, playing the percentages, where is the throw going to go? That means the throw is going to go towards second base. And where's the pulled foot going to come from? Well, it's usually going to come from the second base side. So if you have a pulled foot on these type of plays from the second base side, where do you want to be? And this umpire does an excellent job of getting to where he needs to be. You have to anticipate the play a little quicker. As soon as that bunt gets down, you've got to get over there and be ready for this call. Now, you never want to turn your back on the baseball. In this case, the throw misses the umpire by about 2 feet, maybe even a little less. Now, this umpire does a great job of getting still and actually makes a really good call. The foot is pulled by only a couple of inches, and that is a really hard call to make from that side. This umpire does an excellent job of seeing the pulled foot, signaling it, fantastic signal showing which way the fielder is off the base, but then for whatever reason we lose focus. We go, I just made my call. That was a great call. I know it was a great call, and we turn it back to the play. Now, it's important to notice that these umpires eventually get the call right. But what's also important to know is that we always stay focused on our next possible play. Expect the unexpected. I think this is a lot easier play to umpire if we're anticipating what's going to happen. And in 3-man, it's very rare, that a guy is going to try in the ninth inning to steal in an obvious bunt situation, because all of these coaches and managers are afraid that the runner is going to get thrown out. So you can probably wager that you can get over to the C position in a deep C and anticipate this play, try to get still for a little bit, and you'll want to be able to chest the ball this here. You don't want to have the ball hitting you, or possibly hitting you, and maybe just missing you, and having a fielder be distracted from the baseball. You don't want to be involved whatsoever. So if you can get in the C, get over there. As I always like to say, do what your assigners tell you. If your assigners tell you don't do it, then don't do it. But in this type of situation, I can tell you from experience that it's going to be a lot easier for you to get all the machinations of this play by being on the C side. Now, it just turns out, as luck would have it, that the throw is terrible. It's a good 6 to 8 feet off the base. So it's one of those plays that even if you officiate it properly, you may have a tough angle. And that's why officiating is not a perfect scenario all the time. And you have to expect, as we said before, the unexpected. So now we continue. From a 4-man, this is a much easier play to officiate. Again, you have to understand that in 4-man, especially at the higher levels where you see there's more leniency to where you can be, you can almost be in this position before it happens. And if you're there in the right position, and I want to say this umpire is in the perfect spot to see this play probably 90+% of the time. Unfortunately, this play just kind of goes screwy, and he still makes the right call. But it's important in 4-man, is the same thing as 3-man. You want to get to the spot, understand where the throw's going, and here's another thing we didn't get to in the 3-man scenario. If this is 3-man and that guy goes to third base, we have to get over there and make this call. So we can't be trying to get in a different position or losing focus. In 3-man, we have to be on a swivel and be able to get over to third base to cover. Now, in 4-man, obviously, we don't have to worry about that. Once that play is called, if the ball does go to center field or the runner does go off the base, we can kind of sneak in, try to find a keyhole angle. I don't know that this umpire particularly didn't know that what the runner was doing. He might have already been turning before he realized that the runner was going to try to take an extra base. But here's the important thing here. Let's go to some takeaways. Always, there are a few times we don't want to have our eyes on the baseball. Maybe a touch, maybe a possible obstruction or possible interference. But I would say over 96 to 97% of the time, we always want to know where the baseball is, or at least have our head on a swivel to where we know where the baseball is. I've seen hidden ball tricks missed because an umpire, after the play at first base, loses focus, looks down, maybe he spits on the ground, and the next thing you know, there's a hidden ball trick. The guy's dusting himself off a half an inch off the base, and the umpire's talking to the first base coach. This is why we always have to stay focused on where the baseball is. There's a lot to take away from this play, and I think it'll be interesting to discuss it on all of our platforms, on YouTube at Close Call Sports, at Umpire Ejections, closecallsports.com, and I hope you have fun with this play and understand that there's a lot to learn from a play like this. And I know you've sent me some plays that you want us to look at. We'll get to some of them. We only do one of these a week. But if you do have plays that you want us to discuss, tweet us at Umpire Ejections. Email us at info@closecallsports.com. Or if you have a comment on the video, let us know in the comment section below. Like the video, share the video, tweet the video, show it to your friends. Tell a friend about our site. Thanks so much for supporting us here at Close Call Sports. And until next time, happy umpiring, everyone.